Dear students, good morning to one and all. Previous classes we will discuss about biological classification, that is five kingdom system of classification, including first kingdom already discussed about Monera. Second kingdom Protista, already discussed about Protista. Now today we will discuss about third kingdom Fungi. Third kingdom Fungi. Dear students, today we are going to learn about general characteristics in fungi. So dear students, first general character are here. Fungi are eukaryotic heterotrophic organisms. Fungi are eukaryotic. Eukaryotic means containing true nucleus. Containing true nucleus. So this true nucleus is covered by nuclear membrane. Nuclear membrane, that is called eukaryotic. Fungi are eukaryotic organism. That means fungi are having well-developed nucleus. This nucleus containing nuclear membrane. That is true nucleus is present. And heterotrophic organisms is always depend upon to another living organisms or dead organisms or dead organic matter. That is heterotrophic organism. Okay, now fungi are eukaryotic by means present in true nucleus. Heterotrophic organism. These organisms do not make own food materials. Is always depend upon to the other organisms. By means is always depend upon to the living plants and living animals, as well as dead plants and dead animals or dead organic matter. Second general character are here. The study of fungi is called mycology. The study of fungi is called mycology. The study of fungi is called phycology, but the study of fungi is called mycology. So next character are here. Fungi show a great diversity of morphology and habitat. Morphology and habitat. So let us discuss about morphology and habitat. First discuss about habitat. So dear students, fungi are cosmopolitan organism. So dear students, cosmopolitan by means present almost everywhere. Cosmopolitan means present almost everywhere. Fungi are present almost everywhere. That is named cosmopolitan. Okay, and occurs in air, water, soil, and all living plants and also animals. That is the importance of cosmopolitan. Microbes such as especially bacteria. Bacteria is also cosmopolitan, are ubiquitous, are omnipresent. By means present everywhere. They occurs in air, water, soil, and on or inside living organisms. At the same, fungi is also one of the microbe. So fungi are also cosmopolitan by means present almost everywhere. By means occurs in air, water, soil, and all living plants and animals. Next one here, they grow a variety of warm and humid places is also. Not only air, water, and soil. So is also occurs in warm and humid places. Warm and humid places. And another one here, when keep food in the refrigerator to prevent food going bacterial infections. Most of the important food materials is always preserved in the refrigerator. Why? Because when keep food in the refrigerator to prevent food going bad due to the fungal or bacterial infections. So many bacterial diseases and so many fungal diseases are here. So nowadays, to be important food materials or any items to be preserved the refrigerators, to be preserved the refrigerator. Next one is some fungi are unicellular. Some fungi are unicellular. The first example are here yeast. This is a yeast organism. Yeast is one of the fungal member. So yeast is one of the fungal member. So some fungi are unicellular, especially yeast. Only one of them are here. That is yeast. That is Saccharomyces cerevisiae. This is very useful fungal member. So dear students, some fungi are unicellular. Some fungi are unicellular. Best example are here yeast. This is a unicellular organism. This is a unicellular organism, or this is a unicellular structure. This is a unicellular structure, that is yeast. So this yeast containing cell wall consists of well-developed nucleus surrounded by protoplasm. Surrounded by protoplasm. Most of the fungus by means most of the molds are multicellular and filamentous. Most of the fungus or molds are multicellular and also filamentous. Multicellular and also filamentous. Multicellular, number of cells are here, and to appear filaments like structure. Dear students, only one of them, that is yeast, is one of the unicellular. Remaining all fungal members, that is almost molds all are so multicellular and filamentous like structures. Multicellular and filamentous like structures. So dear students, their body long, slender, long and slender means smoothly, and also thread-like structures. That is called hyphae. These are hyphae. So the fungal body to be appeared long, slender, that is smoothly, and thread-like structures. So that is called hyphae. So next one here, the network of hyphae. The network of hyphae is called mycelium. The network of hyphae is called mycelium. Dear students, yeast is one of the unicellular organism, is always appeared oval in shape or round in shape. Remaining most of the fungal members are here mycelium, fungal body. Most of the fungal members of fungal body to be appeared mycelium. Okay, don't confuse are here. Yeast is one of the unicellular fungal member, is always to be appeared round or oval in shape. But remaining most of the fungal members, especially molds type of fungal members, are appeared in mycelium-like structure. What is the meaning of mycelium? So dear students, so the molds of or filamentous of body to be appeared long, slender, thread-like structures, that is called hyphae. The network of hyphae is known as mycelium. Okay, here. And some filamentous hyphae continuous tube-like structure. Some filamentous hyphae continuous tube-like structures. These tubes filled with several nucleus. That is multi-nucleus. And also surrounded by protoplasm. That is called cenocytic hyphae. Their body, by means filamentous body. Their body or filamentous body to be long, slender, thread-like structure. that is called hyphae. The network of hyphae is known as mycelium. To be observed one hyphae. So some filamentous hyphae is continuous tube-like structure. Continuous tube-like structure. So this continuous tube-like structure filled with several nucleus. Several nucleus, that is multinucleated, surrounded by protoplasm. So this condition is known as cenocytic hyphae. This condition is known as cenocytic hyphae. Some filamentous hyphae, continuous tubes filled with multinucleated protoplasm. Multinucleated, more than 2 nuclei. Multinucleated, more than 2 nuclei. Uninucleate, single nucleus. Binucleate, 2 nucleus. Multinucleate, more than 2 nuclei or nucleus. More than 2 nuclei or nucleus. That is multinucleate. And surrounded by protoplasm. And surrounded by protoplasm. That is called cenocytic hyphae. That is called cenocytic hyphae. This is a cenocytic hyphae. This is a cenocytic hyphae, or this is a aseptate mycelium. This is a aseptate mycelium. So this is a septate mycelium. This is a septate mycelium or septate mycelium. This is a aseptate mycelium or cenocytic hyphae. So let us know hyphae is divided into two types. One is septate hyphae and aseptate hyphae. Septate hyphae means this is a septate hyphae or this is a septate mycelium. By means cross walls are present. These are the cross walls. So generally the filamentous hyphae containing multinucleated protoplasm, but one nuclei and another nuclei is separated by one cross wall. One nuclei and another nuclei. So two nucleus are separated by one cross wall. Two nucleus are separated by one cross wall, and by means one nuclei and another nuclei. So this is one nuclei, this is another nuclei. These two nucleus are separated by one cross wall. That is called septate. Cross walls means septate. Some fungal members of hyphae to be presence of cross walls. To be presence of cross walls. By means one nuclei and another nuclei to be separated by one cross wall. That is called septate. This is a septate mycelium. But some of them are here. So the filamentous hyphae, so to be having multinucleated protoplasm. By means several nucleus are pre-floating on the protoplasm. Several nucleus are pre-floating on the cytoplasm. There is no separated by cross walls. There is no separated by cross walls. That is called aseptate mycelium. That is called aseptate mycelium. Aseptate mycelium by means cross walls are absent. Septate mycelium means cross walls are present. Cross walls are absent. That is cenocytic hyphae. That is multicellular. Why? Because number of cells. Multicellular uninucleated. Multicellular uninucleated. Multicellular uninucleated. Okay now. So this is a aseptate mycelium. This is a septate mycelium. Aseptate mycelium means cross walls are absent. Septate mycelium means cross walls are present. So one nuclei and another nuclei to be separated by cross walls. One nuclei and another nuclei not to be separated by cross walls. Not to be separated by cross walls. That is septate mycelium or septate hyphae and aseptate mycelium or aseptate hyphae. So dear students, cenocytic hyphae are seen in aseptate mycelium. Aseptate mycelium. Best examples are here molds. Best examples are here molds. Next one here, cell wall is made up of chitin and polysaccharides. This is a cell wall. This is a cell wall. So in unicellular organisms and multicellular organisms or filamentous mycelium, the cell wall is made up of chitin and polysaccharide, that is cellulose. That is cellulose. Next we are going to reserve food material. So both unicellular and filamentous or multicellular organisms, the reserve food material is glycogen. The reserve food material is glycogen and oil. Glycogen and oil. This is very important over here. Fungal cell wall is made up of chitin and polysaccharides such as cellulose. Fungi reserve food material is glycogen and oil, glycogen and oil. So this is a morphology and habitat. First we are discuss about habitat, and second we are discuss about morphology or fungal body structure, fungal body structure. Next we are going to discuss about mode of nutrition, fungi mode of nutrition. So dear students, most of the all fungal organisms are in heterotrophic organisms. Heterotrophic means they do not make a own their food materials, is always depend upon to the another living or dead organisms, such as to be act of saprophytic and parasitic, and also symbiotes, and also mycorrhizae, and also mycorrhizae. So first we are going to discuss about saprophytic. So dear students, some of the organisms is always observed to be organic materials into the dead organic matter, or dead plant bodies or dead animal bodies, that is called saprophytic. That is called saprophytic. Most of the fungal organisms to be observed. So to be observed solid organic material into the dead organic matter or dead plants and dead animals, that is called saprophytic. And parasitic, some of the fungal organisms is always depend upon to the all living plants and living animals. So for their food, that is called parasitic. And next coming symbiotes. So some of the fungal members is always closely associated with the algal member to be forming a one type of new organism, that is called lichens. That is called lichens. Okay, now symbiotes means two living organisms is always closely associated. Symbiotes means two living organisms is always closely associated. Both two living organisms are beneficially, not harmful. So here, so one of the fungal member is always closely associated with the algal member to be make a one symbiotes to be form one new organism, that is lichen. That is lichen. By means algae plus fungi. Algae plus fungi. One algal member combined with one fungal member to be form a one new organism, that is called lichens. That is called lichens. This is a symbiotes. And another one is here mycorrhizae. Some of the fungal members is always live or growing in root of higher plants. Root of higher plants. This is known as mycorrhizae. This is known as mycorrhizae. What is the use of mycorrhizae in higher plants? So dear students, especially soil containing nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium. But some of the plants are utilized very essential of nitrogen, very essential of phosphorus, high essential of nitrogen, high essential of phosphorus. So in this time, especially higher plants to be absorbed high amount of phosphorus. In this time, some of the fungal members to be make a phosphorus for the soil, so easily absorption of phosphorus by the roots, that is the importance of mycorrhizae. Symbiotes means one algae combined with one fungi, that is called symbiotes to be forming one new organism, that is called lichens. Mycorrhizae, one fungal member is always live or growing in root of higher plants, that is mycorrhizae. What is the importance of mycorrhizae? Is always to be provided phosphorus, for the soil, then after to be easily absorption of the phosphorus by the roots, that is the importance of mycorrhizae. This is about some of the general characteristics in fungi, that is habitat and morphology or fungal body. fungal body and also mode of nutrition.